men learning to be masculine in the correct way, and on the opposite side, women learning to be feminine in the correct way.
Know your role.
You know, because I think society has made it to the point where social constructs are making it to where women can be boisterous and bosses and all this other stuff. You know, don't need no N-word and all this other stuff, and that's praise. But you got people trying to cancel men for talking about how men think. You know what I'm saying? So
come on. Hey, look
that's all I'm saying.
Come on.
We talking about equality. Let's keep it equal.
All right.
Yeah, they ready.
Welcome back. We're back again, FMF.
Yes, sir.
I am Giovanni.
Yo, I'm Paul.
I'm Trayvon.
And today, we got a special guest with me, one of my boys. He been training me for a couple months now. He been killing it. Been doing my thing under my program. Hey, he's strong out here. What's Big Keys? What's going on, man?
What's up, man? My name is Marquise Smith. Instagram, Keys_stupid, spelled with 2 O's instead of a U.
Stupid with the O.
Hey, he ready. The promo game is promo game.
I'll put the links at the bottom for him. Y'all check him out, man. He doing his thing, man. So today, fellas, we're gonna talk about a little something that's gonna how can I say?
Might touch a few people.
Might hit a little feelings.
Y'all subscribe now before we get started.
Might as well. Hit a like, hit all that. We're gonna talk about masculinity.
Ooh.
And to get niche it down a little bit. Toxic.
Ooh.
Come with the gospel.
Toxic masculinity. See if it's real, see if it's fake, true, false. See your thoughts on it. Of course, you're gonna get our thoughts on it today. Might be a part 1, might be a part 2, might be a part 3 to this, but we're gonna dig deep into it today. Toxic masculinity has been talked about a little bit. We see it on the waves when it goes to searches and YouTube channels and people talking about it, and Insta books and the face grams and all that. And I gotta put it down. Hey,
copyright is
yeah. So we talked about a little bit. I've seen it come up and sprout out more and more throughout the months and years now about it being toxic to be masculine. Don't make a lot of sense to me, but hopefully we can open this up a little bit and get y'all thoughts on it too. Now, toxic means to me is maybe we should get the dictionary under there. I'll put it on the bottom. We'll put toxic up there. But toxic comes to me is like it's a negative thing. Here, toxic is straight negative. And then whatever comes after it is like it already deems negative because you already put the toxic first. So automatically, if you say toxic masculinity is bad. So me growing up, I ain't never heard of toxic masculinity. Are you masculine or you not? Either way, you're not masculine, then you must be feminine. So I don't know how it was a bad thing growing up, me hearing that, but now learning about it, and I'm trying to do more research on it. Still doesn't make any sense to me. I'm 100%. What you think about it, man?
Me? Well, there is a such thing as toxic masculinity.
Educate me.
Alright, because a lot of guys want to be too masculine and don't understand that we are emotional beings. Every person is an emotional being, and you do have feminine energy within you. Yeah, you do have feminine energy within you. But as a man, you need to be able to target and hone in on your masculinity. You lead in a masculine fashion. That's my opinion. As far as the feminine, you need to be in tune with that to be able to lead better.
Okay.
Do I need to explain?
Yeah, give me an example of the toxic type. I'm coming down the street, I'm toxic.
How you toxic? Toxic is like that bully. Alright, you over masculine, like nobody can say nothing to you, nobody can do nothing to you. You think you can fuck with everybody, you on top of the world as a man. Like you just over masculine. Like to the point where you're afraid to even tap into any type of emotion. You know what I mean? Like you're afraid to tap into, because then it's like, oh, I can't cry, I'm weak. You know what I'm saying? I can't feel this type of way. That's not what a man is. That's too masculine. You have to acknowledge that you're gonna feel everything. You're gonna feel everything. It's a balance, man. If you feel as though like you being a man, you can't cry, that is not the image of a man. That is not the image of a man. Alright? Men cry, and it's cool. You can do it in private, you can do it by yourself, You can do it in the closet. You can do it in the shower, in the car, wherever. You don't have to be, you know, Tyrese. You don't got to be out there, you know what I mean? You don't got to put the camera on to show that you're crying, sure. But
Is that a requirement?
But to act as if you're not, like you'll never cry or you'll never feel, to avoid your emotions is too masculine. And that's why I teach my guys to get in tune with your emotions. Because a strong man is one who
In control of their emotions.
in control of their emotions. And if you avoid your emotions, then you are not taking control of your emotions. How can you lead? Now you're dysfunctional. Now you're out of place. You know what I'm saying? How can you lead from that? How can you communicate? The main thing we're supposed to be leading is women, right? How can we lead feminine energy if we can't communicate to a feminine energy? How can we lead that?
No, I see your wheels spinning. I know. I want to hear AJ thought, because AJ will. I can look at AJ.
I already said my point. I want to get everybody out. I want to see, you know, y'all point of views and see how y'all feel about it.
Nah. So me, I'm a weirdo, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all know. Like, I'm a weirdo. and the reason I say that is, I believe there is toxic masculinity, and then I believe it's not. And the reason why I say that is because if you're saying there is toxic masculinity, then on the other end of the spectrum, it has to be toxic feminine energy. It has to be, you know, it has to go both ways. But if you're saying, if there's no, because everything to me is perspective.
Yeah.
Everything is perspective. So kind of like what Trey was saying, like, I definitely agree with that. But to me, you got to be in control of your emotions. Some people just might not be criers. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
They might not be criers. For me, the thing is, it becomes toxic when you let your feelings, when you let your emotions start dictating your actions in a negative way. To me, that's when it becomes toxic masculine or feminine energy. Okay. So whenever you start allowing your emotions to start having you act in irrational ways, that's when it becomes toxic. Other than that, to me, yeah, it's whatever you believe in. It's whatever you believe in. Now, I will say, you know, I got the group Rebuilding Men. Y'all make sure y'all check that out.
Please do.
So y'all check it out.
Do.
And so the purpose of that is, I'm not trying to tell people what to do. Like, who am I to tell people how to live or whatever?
Like, we ain't trying to tell
you know
what I'm saying? This is views. It's just views.
Yeah, exactly. But what I want to do is, I want to open you up to different perspectives. Yeah. Like what Trey was saying, sometimes, like, if you like a very masculine man and you going through your life and you feel like something missing, maybe you do need to tap into that feminine part. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's the part that you've been missing. Maybe you do need to open up and be more vulnerable with your emotions. Yeah. Or if you're more of an emotional guy and you're not happy with where you are, maybe you need to tap more into that masculine energy.
Man,
learn when and where and how to share your emotions instead of just always openly sharing your emotions with people. So to me, it's more like a perspective thing. That's why I say I'm a weirdo, because I believe it is toxic, but then also, again, it's not depending on how is it impacting your life.
That makes a lot of sense.
You know what I'm saying? How is it impacting your life? So that's like my view on it. What you got, Keith?
What's going on, Keith?
Okay, so I just heard all three of y'all speak, right?
Right.
And I want to start off with a question.
Okay.
All right.
If you have a situation where a man is in a relationship where he's beating on his woman constantly, is that toxic masculinity?
That's toxic all around.
I don't think it goes to the masculinity. Yeah.
Thank you, G.
Yeah, I don't think it goes to. I think that's deeper. That's not the masculinity
that's
part.
the point I'm gonna get to.
Yeah. Okay.
Because, you know, this term toxic masculinity has come about in the last couple of years and all over media and whatnot. I think toxic masculinity is when a man is too much in his feminine energy. Too much in his feminine energy.
There we go.
Like
I like that. I like that.
Trayvon brought up the example of the bully.
Yeah.
The bully got emotions and stuff, probably stuff going on at home that he ain't dealing with, so he could go pick on somebody at school.
To let it out.
Even though he probably can knock somebody out, beat somebody up, he's very much in his feminine energy.
his emotions.
And it's irrational.
So you're saying they poured over from the masculinity onto the femininity?
I'm saying toxic masculinity is a smokescreen word for a man too much in their feminine energy.
Oh, okay. So they too into their feelings, and it's like, oh, you just overdid it.
Not necessarily too much into your feelings. You could be too much into your feelings,
right?
And like you said, but you can act on it. You know, go to therapy. You know, find a group of men that you trust, that
Yeah.
you can get it off your chest to. But I'm just saying, like, yeah, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought.
You good? You good?
Good, bro.
Just the idea of there's toxic people in the world, you know, and a masculine man that's toxic is gonna be seen as toxic masculine. A feminine woman that's toxic goes seen as toxic femininity. I don't think toxic masculine is the right phrase to describe it. I think
What's the right phrase?
I think it's just a man too much in his feminine energy. There's balance, like you said. You know, I get an example. I grew up with all women.
Me too.
I grew up with all women, and so when I'm in relationships, you know, I get in an argument with my girl. I'm going back and forth with her, matching her energy and shit. But she don't.
Don't never do that.
I know. I'm learning. I'm older now.
Yeah. I know what you mean. We all been there. I've been there. I've been there.
For you.
That is a big point. Go
ahead, Paul.
No. Go ahead. I ain't gonna cut you off, bro. Go ahead. You preaching right now.
Okay, yeah.
Go ahead.
Sunday, get the gospel. Get this gospel.
He give me something right now. We're gonna go him. We're gonna go to break. We gotta.
Yeah, I just think we should more so focus on, or the world as a whole should focus on, men learning to be masculine in the correct way, and on the opposite side, women learning to be feminine in the correct way.
Know your role.
You know, because I think society has made it to the point where social constructs are making it to where women can be boisterous and bosses and all this other stuff. You know, don't need no N-word and all this other stuff, and that's praise. But you got people trying to cancel men for talking about how men think. You know what I'm saying? So
come on.
Hey, look
that's all I'm saying.
Come on.
We talking about equality. Let's keep it equal.
Hold on, man. We gonna be right back. Okay. Quick break from our sponsors. We be right back, man. We be right back.
Today's episode is brought to you by Shine. Shine Care Products. It's a moisturizer. It's a deep moisturizer. It's the only thing that works for me. Got me glowing. Got me popping out here. Alright. Ain't nothing but $10 a jar. It's all natural. Smells good. Lasts all day. Softens the skin. And the best part is the skin actually absorbs it versus it just being caked on and layered like any other regular lotion. Get your shine today at shinecareproducts.com.
That was a good idea. I mean, I ain't see that coming when it came to the what is masculine roles and what is feminine roles. And I think that's smart because we didn't tap into that first. We got into the meat of it. But I think we should go ahead and roll it back and go ahead and talk about a few roles when it comes to being masculine and a few roles when it comes to being feminine. I mean, we ain't got to give a long list on it, but I think some of them are already, how would I say,
Predetermined.
can be seen more. It's like a given. Is what is a masculine role and what is 100% a feminine role. Would you say that? You say that there's some that are like 100% like they are masculine, or some that are feminine?
I can say that.
You say that?
I can say that.
You say that? Like some, that'd be all of them. Of course, there's some that's like 100% in red pen, like, yo, this is 100% masculine.
That's why I come to females these days. Like, all right, are we gonna hover on equality? Like, how is this friendship? How is this relationship? How is this kinship is going to be set? Because if it's going to be equality, then bitch, you can take out the trash too.
Now, would that go into the? Now, is that? I know that's that, but does it go to? Is that a? Would that deem down to? I'm sorry, I'm messing up my words. The masculine and the feminine, or is that goes to chivalry? Does that go to a role? Does that go to? What does that go to?
That's a good question.
That's going to chivalry.
What are you talking?
Like he said, like taking out it.
That's a role.
Like you in the house with your lady.
That's the male role.
And it's like, yo, that's a role. You the man is automatically knows that he's the one to take out the trash. Is that a masculine thing or is that a feminine thing?
If it ain't
Does that go in that category?
That's considered like a masculine thing.
That's a masculine thing.
But I think
is it masculine? Is it toxic?
Yeah, well, if you don't take out the trash.
Camera messed up a little bit, but continue, man. I'm sorry about that. You was on about taking the trash out. Was that toxic? Was that masculine? Was that chivalry? Yeah.
So no.
What do you think?
So I think that's it depends on your cultures, but in this Western culture, it's definitely, I know, right? It definitely is considered like a male role. But when I think about roles and designations, to me that come to masculine, one of the biggest things for masculine energy is leadership. And the leadership is dictating who gonna do what. So to me, that's one of the big major things when it comes to like that masculine energy, is making sure everybody knows their role or their purpose in this relationship, which gets me to my next thing about masculine energy. Masculine energy is purpose driven. Masculine energy is purpose driven, and that doesn't mean that if you're purpose driven, that doesn't mean it has to be a man thing. It could be a female thing.
Yeah.
A lot of females now, they're so masculine because they're purpose driven. They have their purpose. They more focus on purpose than family, which is more like the feminine and the caring part.
Yeah.
So that masculine energy is purpose driven. So when people follow their purpose, a lot of feminine energy is drawn to that, because that's what makes them feel comfortable, as long as you got that leadership role incorporated with it. So those are two things I want to say.
When you started preaching?
Oh man, I don't know, man.
You just
I called the Holy Ghost.
You just picked it up.
But it's a great book. If y'all ever get a chance to check it out, it's called The Way of the Superior Man.
Yeah.
I can't remember the author, but you go check that book out. It does a great job of breaking down like that, the difference between masculine and feminine energy. And it's not about gender roles. It's not male or female. It's masculine energy and feminine energy. You might got some relationships, you know, it might be the guy that's more feminine and the woman more masculine. But it has to be, for a relationship to really work, it has to be that balance. It has to be, you can't have two masculine energies, because they're always going to be clashing. You know, so it's about finding that balance. So that's a great book. And it talk about in that book why with the Way of the Superior Man, you have to follow your purpose. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean neglect your other obligations. Okay. But you have to be purpose driven. You have to follow through on the things you say you're going to do. So you got to really touch on that masculine energy. That's what it come down to.
That makes sense. So I got a question for you. So now we dipped into that. So the masculinity and the femininity, does it only have guidelines when you're with somebody, with your companion? Or is it me talking to somebody and I'm at a restaurant or something and I'm maybe being myself, and somebody can come around, a stranger can say, that's toxic masculinity? Is there a difference between that? Because we're not together, so how can I show that toxic? Because the guidelines that we kind of touched on was, of course, taking out the trash and doing things like that. But of course, you're not taking the trash for the stranger. So can a stranger say that you have toxic masculinity?
I don't think so. But everything is opinion based, though. Everything come down to opinion. But to me, if it's what you feel comfortable in your own skin with, you know what I'm saying? So if you the type of guy like me, I'm gonna be honest. I'm the type of guy, wherever I'm at, if I see the trash filled up, I'm gonna take it out. It's just instilled in me. That's just something that is instilled in me since birth. I always just took the trash out. You know what I'm saying?
Being a leader and doing something.
You know what I'm saying?
Done,
like,
right?
you don't gotta ask me to do it.
That's it.
I just do it. But that's just me taking. For me, that's what I define far as the role of masculinity. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's part of the role. Like, I pump the gas. Like, I don't never have my woman pump the gas. You know what I'm saying? That's just what I believe in. But if a guy don't have his woman pumping the gas, that doesn't mean he not masculine. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever like that. That's a role. That's a designated role. How you gonna tell the guy he not masculine, but he might be running a bunch of businesses, taking care of financially, and doing all that? You only focusing on one scope, one role of the thing. It depends on the woman. What does she view as the roles that qualify to be with her as well? So
it's case by case.
It's kind of case by case. Yeah. But to me, to just go off and just call somebody toxic and they're not like physically abusing you, mentally abusing you. You know what I'm saying? Doing something to harm you just because they don't take the trash out. If they want to lay around and not do nothing, to me that's not toxic. But still, that's just no driving ambition. That's no driving ambition. But he might
tap in, Keith. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to ask you a question right there. But in having no drive and ambition, and you're the man in a relationship, is that then toxic? You know, if it's making the relationship strained.
I don't think that's not being toxic. I think that's just you don't know your purpose. Because to me, toxic has to cause harm to somebody else to be toxic. The only person I guess it might be, because to me that's causing harm to yourself. That's causing harm to yourself. You're not experiencing everything life has to offer. So you're really doing yourself a disservice. So I guess you could classify it as toxic, but I don't think somebody else should be able to classify that as toxic. That's just being lazy and not having no ambition. To me, toxic has to be something that causes harm to somebody else. That's what I don't got the
right.
definition, but
No.
You're
so
right,
you
though.
put toxins in your body, it causes harm to
I
you.
would get rid of toxic masculinity if it didn't go over to something really going real bad, because like Marquis said, your feelings go in too much. That's when that feminine comes in and it goes in more. You're overly in your feelings, overly in there, and that's considered more
And then you
of
start
a feminine role.
And then you start
So
doing harm
I
to
think
yourself.
it shouldn't be toxic. It's just like you get in, instead of saying toxic, I feel like you just be like, now you just get into your feminine energy. Because it's not toxic no more. It's just you going over the end of the masculinity. Now you're going into the feminine.
So what's
energy.
an example of like going into the feminine energy then?
I really believe, like you said, when it goes back to everybody, of course, that's been in, of course, domestic wise, and it's horrible. I hate that in life, and you should never, ever put your hands on a woman. I don't play that at all. I don't never. Everybody got moms, sisters, all that stuff. You don't put no hands on a woman. I don't care. I don't know. I don't care what it is. But I think when dudes do that, they're going into their feminine. I feel like, because they're in their emotions, like I can't win it. I can't do what I gotta do. So it goes into being like, I gotta put
They
my
don't know
hands
how
on
to-
somebody.
they don't know how to-
They can't control their. I think emotions go off to the hit, and you can't do that.
Yeah,
You're not in control.
No, you're not in control. You're just deep into your feelings.
now
You don't think that?
No. I want to ask
What
a
you think?
follow-up question, and this is like this might be like a taboo question. I don't know if we're gonna edit this out or not. But what if you come up in a situation, you might got a big girl that look like she can hold your own,
Oh,
like
that-
Ronda Rousey coming up to you.
Oh, yeah,
and
she'll
you
dog
feel
you.
threatened. You feel
I don't
threatened.
know about getting the cage. That jump.
You know what I'm saying? So she's
throw them
a
things.
woman. She's a
Yeah,
woman.
she throw them
So-
things.
And she coming at you aggressively.
Don't approach me like a man.
Okay, that's what, I can see that. All right,
that's the
okay.
question.
Now I can see that. All
This
right,
is-
that's
this
why I
is
like
question-
to give you perspective. Okay, that's different. Yeah.
No, I'm just asking like a general question, because it's some guys out there be like, yo, like they don't view it as toxic because they do the same thing to a man they would do to a woman. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so they
another
like, if you
perspective.
run up on me, you run up, get done up, man or a woman. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I posed that question to see what y'all thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
Because,
what's y'all thoughts on that?
Nah, it's funny.
That made I didn't think of it that way. So that's why I like having these talks. I get somebody else's like look through things. So I see it that way. Now I'm seeing that. Okay, that is a way. Oh, dang, I ain't think about
That
that.
shit funny, bro. Cause
I ain't think about that. Yeah.
I've
Nah, I
been in
be
those
thinking about that.
situations, and it's like I'm strictly.
That's not feminine. Then yeah, you
I'm
just
I'm
defending
strictly
yourself.
right. I'm strictly not going to put my hands on a female either.
Yeah.
But if you close enough, I'll headbutt your ass.
We
better
shouldn't be
back
laughing.
up.
We're not laughing. We cut
You
up.
better
that.
back up, bro.
Man, there's some extreme situations.
It's
Yeah.
one
You know,
extreme
she-
situation.
It has to be really extreme,
You know what I'm saying?
man.
So,
That's like if somebody calls you a knife. Like, you have to be
Yeah, you
so
go to all,
extreme.
like-
I'm talking
said
about the bad
headbutt,
stuff,
though.
man.
Yeah, but
That's intentional. That's intentional.
Oh,
I
man.
don't put my hands
Back
on
your
you.
ass
No, we ain't like that.
Ain't
No.
gonna put my hands on you,
But I
fuck
know,
back up,
yeah,
don't give
I
me
know
my
you.
space,
I know you joke with that, but yeah.
So is a guy? So let's say in that situation, is a guy wrong for running off or walking away
No.
from the situation?
No,
Always walk
he
away.
walks away, but
Always walk
it like don't continue to
Escalate.
yeah, like don't continue to come into that like and it goes into communication as well. Like
Communication.
like listen, like the way we going, you know, things are getting heated. I need my space, or I can't talk about this right now. I need to cool off. Any of that, and it should be respected. Effective communication and everything.
Right,
It
it
should
goes
be.
to that.
It should definitely be respected. So, for my female viewers, I need y'all to like respect the guy who said he needs his space. You know what I'm saying? Instead of continuously trying to pressure him, pressure into what you feel he needs to open up about. Because I mean, as a man, I know there's a lot of external pressures as well. Then you come home to some extra we don't know,
Yeah.
or you know might have done some wrong but can't confront it yet. There's a whole lot involved. You know what I'm saying? If the guy needs his space, give him some space. Find a different way to try to communicate. I like writing. If I can't talk to you, I'll write it to you, write my perspective. That way there's no defense, there's no, you know, like I'm simply just gonna let you know where I'm at. Like different ways of effective communication instead of the arguing. When you said, you know, that role, like I don't argue no more. I do not argue. I had to learn that too. You know what I'm saying? I was raised by women as well, and it was
Yeah.
like you want to defend yourself and you're going back and forth.
Learn that the hard way.
But I don't argue no more. There's no point. If I can't talk to you, then we're not gonna get nowhere. Plus, the goal of the communication is to find some balance, find some type of conclusion, how we can continue. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you got a lawyer in your house when you have a woman.
Real quick,
she's a lawyer.
And real quick, y'all, I'm not condoning putting your hands on nobody. I was just throwing that question out there because I hear a lot of guys say that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
run up, get done up, man, or a woman. You know what I'm saying? I'm being dead serious. I don't condone it. I'm just throwing the question out there just to open dialogue. But like, I still don't agree with it. Yeah, I'll run away from a woman. She coming at me. I'll run away unless I'm cornered. Then I'll figure out some other maneuver.
Right. You ain't going nowhere. You just sit there and take it.
Yeah,
I mean, shit. Yeah.
Like, you right.
Yeah.
Shoot. And also, too,
Go ahead.
dang, I don't want to get to
No, don't worry about it.
We'll bring
it back together. So the main topic that we're gonna stay on, of course, and we talk about is toxic masculinity. And hearing y'all points of views and no jokes aside, I mean, thinking there's a small percentage that might be toxic. Okay. I can admit that. Hearing y'all's point of view.
Is that a little change?
There might be. I mean, you know.
That's what I'm saying. We're opening up here. We're opening up.
I
ain't opening up. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I can see it from other people's point of view because, of course, the way I feel, I can't feel the same way as somebody else feels.
Yeah.
So if they feel that way, I mean, I can't step over it and be like, no, that's not toxic, or it is toxic. So.
I can just from my experience, I can honestly say I've been in a situation where I've been a toxic masculine person.
Yeah, so it can happen.
And to touch on what you said, Paul, to say that the toxic, it has to affect somebody else. It has to affect yourself too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't think of it this way, but I do realize that to label someone toxic, I do have to be able to be around them for a good little bit in order to actually make that call.
Because they throw it around like it's Skittles.
Right. Everything.
You say one word.
Right. Everything.
Oh, you toxic. Like, bro, come here. You ain't even hear the whole sentence.
Right.
Gosh, come on,
Everything ain't toxic, man. Everything is not toxic, but there are toxic energies I've been around, whether it's feminine or masculine, and that me being the masculine person I attack it head on most of the time. A lot of times I just get away from it though. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's toxic and I know it, I stay away from the toxicity because I need to stay clear for all the stuff that I got going on.
And I can see that because I've probably been, no telling somebody might have called that because I consider myself as of course I can say it on here a lot, alpha. I'll lean more towards an alpha, and sometimes that's being seen as being toxic masculinity, and I don't like that part. I don't feel like I've ever been toxic. I respect everybody that's around me, but I'm very strong as a leader role. I like to not take over things, but if things need to be done, I'm a leader. I have ambition. I don't take a lot of stuff off of people. I move that way. My voice is very off. I'm like that, and some people have came to look at me like, why you so loud? Why you so this? Why you so this? Why you gotta do this? Why you do that? Toxic. And I can understand how somebody could say that, but maybe they haven't seen that from a type of man.
Yeah.
And if anybody that knows me, I would never yell down to people or be mean to them. I've never, not one woman could ever say that I've yelled at them, do anything like that. I know I haven't because that's not my character.
Yeah.
So I can understand how coming to age with this new age in 2021 that people can see that if you're alpha and you just headstrong and you're on your purpose, they can kind of see that it can be toxic masculinity, maybe because they haven't seen that alpha type of man.
Right.
Because that alpha type of man is almost coming, I won't say endangered, but we're getting low in numbers. I really feel that way, and that's where it comes in. When some, I feel like, I guess I'm saying I feel like I know that it dims down on some women that want to be feminine.
Yeah.
That if you don't have that high alpha, not high alpha, but masculine, you can show like, I can do this, shawty, I can do this, I can move this way, I can do this way. Then she can just sit down and be like, all right, I could be feminine. He got that jump, man.
Right.
I mean, he good.
I'm
good. I can just sit back and just be like, you cook, or you do this, or you just sit back. The more you be like, I got it. Even when it comes to the small stuff, and I come victim to it even sometimes, the smallest thing, and you may do it all the time sometimes with your partner, is some dudes will be like, come down to the eating part.
I don't care.
Even some of me see that as a masculine thing. Like, you can't even pick where we want to eat. I mean? You can't even lead us to get us some food. So sometimes even I do that sometimes, and I don't even think because I'm not even perfect. But I try to hit the strong points when it comes to being masculine, when it comes to the goals and the money and stuff like that. But even small stuff like that, I'm even working on.
Yeah.
So I even consider that goes into the masculinity,
It does,
man.
man.
You have to
It
be a
does.
leader sometimes,
It
man,
does.
to even show
Like,
that.
what are they going to follow? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so even when it comes down to the small stuff, it's like, what are they going to follow?
Exactly.
Who is going to follow if you're not in your masculine energy?
Because that could come
You know
back
what
to
I mean?
us.
It
I-
comes right back.
It might have been that the toxic masculinity came out because some people never seen like a 100% masculine man that when they
Yeah.
first see it, it's like,
Oh,
I've
no.
seen all regular dudes right here and they
Right.
just
Right.
50 feminine right here and a little bit alpha. Then when a dude comes in, he just straight alpha and all they seen is that. And they be like, he toxic. Why is he so strong? Like I said, he's
He
overly-
doesn't
he's
argue with me.
toxic.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
so
Right.
that could go in there too, because
Right.
a lot of people don't see it, so they may turn to be like, he's just toxic. So
Like, he
that could be
doesn't
another
care.
avenue. That maybe some people can see it that way. I don't know. It may be that way because some people look. So I rub some people the wrong way. I know I do.
Yeah.
I know I do.
Yeah.
I can feel it.
Yeah,
I can
man.
feel off the first interaction with some people. They'd be like, gosh, no, I can't.
But
this
also
dude,
too
no.
though, when you got that strong masculine energy
Uh-huh.
and you come across the right feminine energy, it just works.
It,
You know what I'm saying?
When she there, that feminine, that masculine there, oh
it just
man.
work. It come together
It's
like,
like
a puzzle
glove.
piece.
Yeah, it's
you know what I'm saying?
like, oh, you
And
good.
so that's
okay.
why you just got to stay the course with your purpose, and that right energy would just fit right alongside of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
stay the course with that purpose, man. Check out that book, The Way of the Superior
Exactly.
Man. I'm telling y'all, that'll clear up a lot of stuff, and it says it a little bit better than maybe we could say it.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
it's a dope book. It's
Well,
a
let's
dope
finish
book.
it up, Keith. What you got to say? I know me and Paul's talked a little bit. What's
Yeah, I
the
know,
last
right?
word on everything, Keith, before we get up out of this jump,
we
man?
can just, from based off things you said, I think we can just go so deep with this topic,
Yeah.
especially when you're talking about, we can talk about giving a woman something to submit to.
Boom.
We can talk about.
We can. That's gonna be. That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. We're gonna bring that
Yeah.
to.
Let's make that part two. Let's make that part two.
Oh yeah, we gotta get that.
He said he
Okay,
coming
this
back.
is gonna be
You
good.
loading up the clip.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
good. That's good. That's good. He came onto the podcast ready, man. That's what I'm talking about,
Yeah,
man.
boy got something to say, ain't
Hey, I like that. I like that.
it? All right,
That's
well,
good.
y'all stay tuned for the next part to this episode, okay?
Yes, please do.
Peace.
Make sure you subscribe, like. I'll put on my boy, of course. Our links gonna be in the description, of course. Newcomer today, he came on the guest. I really appreciate it. Marquise, he's gonna be at the
right.
bottom too.
Right.
Of course,
Appreciate
of
y'all having
course.
me.
If
Appreciate
you have
y'all
any
having me.
comments, please put in the comments. Let us know how you feel about this video. We're
Yes,
coming
sir.
up with part 2, maybe 3. We'll see how it goes. But I'll
Stay
see y'all on
tuned.
the
About
next
to do
time, man.
1,000 push-ups right
Yeah.